Hey guys, welcome back to ICB, and today's topic is tuple. So, it's another linear data type that we are going to discuss, and I will use simple analogy to explain it to you with the kitchen and your mom and you. Okay, so let's jump to a screen, and I will tell you what exactly tuple is. So you will remember it forever if you'll listen it carefully. Okay, so our idea is simple. And oh, it's not started. Yeah. So today's topic is tuple. What is tuple? We already learned what is list, right? You can think of like in list we can add new elements, we can remove elements from the list. But once it is tuple, once we have created tuple, it's like one time activity. You created something, now you can access it, but you cannot modify it. In simpler term, we call it mutable, means we can make changes. If we create tuple, it's immutable. I mean, once you create it, it's a hard written rule and you cannot modify it. Okay, that means you printed something and now you cannot change it. Okay, so let's take example and I will teach you in simple. I will explain you in simple way. So it is kitchen as usual. We are taking your mom here, your cute mom. Okay, and she asked you or she called you, Ramu. Your name is Ramu. Okay, she called Ramu. Can you come here? Okay, so I see there isn't any items in the grocery and it's month start of the month. So she said like, okay, can you go to grocery store or grocery shop and come up with grocery? So you said, okay, mom, no problem. Give me the list. Give me the items that I have to buy. So your mom provided you list. Okay, there are some items like in the list. Maybe let's say uh, bread, butter, cheese, bread, butter, and cheese and so on. And you have gone through the list and you said, mom, where are the biscuits? I want biscuits. Then your mom said, okay, no problem, add it at the end. So your mom said, give me pen, I will add, or you added it. Okay, so you said like biscuits. Okay, everything looks good, right? I mean, I think this spelling is incorrect. So biscuits, yeah, what is you, whatever you read. Now you went to grocery store. So this is grocery store. I mean, yeah, it looks weird, but it's okay. Grocery store. You went and you bought the products. Now it's time to uh, pay the bill. So you have checked. They provided you a script, not a script. I mean, you can say a bill. You paid bill, and you have checked. Okay, bread is there, butter is there, and another one thing is there, all the things are there. Then you checked and everything is there. Okay, now you came back to home, you paid the bill and you came back to home. Okay, everything is there. Now your mom started checking, everything looks good, good, good. You said okay, yeah, everything is check, check, check. Then you found one thing is missing there. Maybe let's say butter, and you haven't noticed it, and you forgot it to ask them, or you forgot it to pick from the grocery. Now your mom said, you always do these kinds of mistake, and can you go back and ask for uh, and buy it? And you went back. But now when you are going, they have provided you another bill. Okay, they haven't added it in the list that they have printed or in the bill. So the same way is here, like with the tuple. It's like tuple. Whatever you written once, you cannot modify it. Either you create another tuple and add all the items there, or you have to create another tuple for the remaining items. So you cannot modify it once created. Okay, so that's the main funda behind it. How to create it? Simple. Suppose you wanted to create a tuple. So if you wanted to create empty tuple, so similar to like suppose like let's call tuple as t, and if you wanted to create empty tuple, just say like this tuple, and it will create an empty tuple. Now you kind of can't modify it. If you'll say t dot append, that we use the method to add something at the list at the end of the list, it won't work here. Similarly, if you wanted to pop an element, it won't work here because you cannot modify. It's like a printed bill. You have a list of items, you can see them, you can count them, you can perform other operation around them, but you cannot modify them. So that's the tuple. And now if you wanted to create tuple, so let's say 10, 20, just notice here, when we are creating tuple, when we were creating list, it was like we were using square brackets, but when we are creating tuple, we will use parenthesis. 10, 20, 30, then only, because think from interpreter point of view, and then you will get to know, okay, interpreter how it's going to identify whether it's tuple, whether it's list, whether it's a dictionary. Then you will say, okay, if there are curly braces and key values, then I will consider them as a dictionary. If they are square bracket, then I'll consider them as a list, and if there are parentheses, then I'll consider them as a tuple. So this is how you can create the tuple. You can access in the similar fashion as a list. If you wanted to index, like here also the indexing will start from 0, 1, 2, and if you wanted to access the second element, you have to say t of 1 and you will get it. If you wanted to access the third element, you can say t of 2 and you will get it. So it's very similar to the list, or you can say it's completely similar to the list. Only the only the properties you cannot modify it. Once you create it, it cannot be modified. You can perform all the operation, like if you want to take sum, you want to iterate over it. Similar to the list, you can iterate over it. I mean, you can use for loop, you can use while loop, and you can access the elements, you can perform the operation. But the only condition is you cannot modify. You cannot modify. It's immutable. Okay, so let's jump to the screen and see the demo for it. I will show you how it's working. So here command shift 5 and I will start screen recording. Let's jump. This is terminal. You can open it if you are for the first time, and let me see where I'm right now. So it's a print working directory. I'm in the users folder. Let me jump to the desktop folder. Okay, so we are in the desktop folder, and now let me jump to the, let's see what are the different folders and files there. So you can see files. So if you'll say you wanted to see ls-l, so you will see whether it's directory, and you will see this is the directory. Okay, so it's in the Python lectures. So far here, like you can, if you are in window, you are on window, then you don't need to write this. You can open notepad and simply write the code, save it with the .py extension, whatever file name you wanted to wish. uh, and so cd and python lecture, then we are in the, you can see some files there. Let's create another file, lecture. I think it's 12 only, but let's create 13.py. We created one file. Let me open it. So it's in the desktop folder. You can see I'm in the desktop folder, and there is one directory, Python lectures. Open lecture 13, open with, and here I'm going to open with text edit, and for you it will be notepad if you are using Windows. Okay, and here you can, like I'm opening it, and now I'll just make a little change here, because otherwise it will keep adding first letter as capital, because it's normally text editor. So first thing, as usual, we are going to add comment what exactly we are learning here. Now let's create a tuple t, and let's keep tuple as empty. So you create a tuple print t. Okay, let's see what exactly we are going to get. So if you are in on window, just use python and hyphen space, or you can say lecture file name lecture 13. If you are in the same directory, or provide full path, Okay, so you see, it's a empty tuple. And now let's create another one. T1 we call it tuple, or let's say grocery. Simple grocery items. And you created like butter, cheese. What is the spelling of cheese? And like let's say sauce, SAUCE, and let's say biscuit, BISCIT. So sorry if I'm right. I think it's incorrect. Well, let's say it. Print grocery items. Okay, and you will see all the items will be displayed here. Let me try to add one item similar to the list. Okay, let's see if it will work. Uh, Grocery items dot add append. I mean to add at the end, and let's say mango. This is mango season, right? So I'm eating mango every day. That's why. See, grocery. Okay, I'm so sorry. I think here I have kept the. There is a spelling mistake. Grocery. See, tuple object has no attribute append, so it's not there. You cannot add, or you cannot. Okay, let's try to modify it. No problem. We'll say grocery items of zero. Earlier it was butter, so you just wanted to override it. Let's say mango. Let's remove it. Okay, tuple object does not support item assignments. That means it is you cannot modify it, right? So this is also not possible. Now let's say we are trying to pop an item, items dot pop. Grocery items is not defined. Oh man, I'm doing the same mistake again. I'm so stupid. Tuple object has no attribute pop. So they haven't defined these options because it's printed, it's immutable. You cannot make changes. If you wanted to make changes, create a list. But if you don't want to make modification once it's done, it's true line and it's a hard and uh, final line. Okay, you can think of final grocery. You are not gonna make changes. So now let's say if I wanted to access an element, first one, let's say, then what will be the index of first element? Zero. Okay, so print grocery. I will copy it. Actually, I'm making mistakes, so that's the biggest problem. Okay, grocery items. Which one we want? First one. So let's say grocery items zero and tuple. Oh, sorry, I haven't removed it. See, we got butter. And now you can perform any other operation. Maybe you wanted to concat to, let's say, print grocery items 0 plus grocery items 1. That means butter and cheese, you just wanted to add them. Add in when we are adding strings, it will be like a concatenation. You are adding some. See, butter, cheese, both combined together. So you can perform operations because these are out of the list. You are not making changes into the item tuple. You are making changes like you are just fetching from there, then you are performing operations. So it will work. But if you want to modify, you need to create list. Otherwise, you cannot modify in the tuple. It's simply immutable. That is the property of it. And that's all in this video. If you have any doubts, let me know. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.